So much fishy about this. Trump winning the popular vote after losing it twice. Record turnout, but millions of votes missing. Swing states going blue down the ballot, except for his nomination. Voting machines being hooked up to Starlink. 171,000 likes. Oh my God. Oh my God. These people are doing the same exact shit that Republicans do, which is not understanding a... This one made me almost cry. This is almost identical to the way Mike Lindell operated. What is going on? Oh my God, it's worse than I thought. Oh my God, it's worse than I thought. Okay, we're looking at Blue Anon. We are looking at Blue Anon right now. It's Lib Watch time.
It does seem that way. You can't just be like, yo,
Yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my sentence is going to be? Do you think, will I see my children? I don't know.
Okay.
Kamala Harris is not done. She is, in fact, actually leaving Taylor Swift-esque Easter eggs, and I'm absolutely living for it.
What? Yo! Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, we have a crisis. Okay, maybe Maoist third world evangelicals wasn't super wrong when he said we need therapy. Like, holy moly, there is some serious problems that are left unaddressed. Okay, God damn.
I'll show you what I just found. So for Kamala HQ or Harris Waltz emails, this is typically the bottom of the emails that you're going to receive from them. This email was sent to blank. Thanks so much for being a supporter. Paid for by Harris for president. As you can see, I got this one on November 5th. Obviously, election day. I just happened to go look at one now on the 9th, and this is what I see. The top part is the same. This email was sent to blank. Thank you so much for being a supporter. But now they're making a point to include the Harris Victory Fund. But that's not all. Will be allocated to Harris for President's recount account.
Yeah, because for each individual state where they actually do process a recount, like the candidate has to pay for it. I assume that's the reason why they're... What?
All those feelings we had, something's not right, the math is not mathing, what's going on? Don't worry, Prosecutor Kamala is on the case.
We've permitted the Delulu meta for liberal women for too long. Time for a server reset. Nah, I love it. Lean into it, queens. Okay? This is great. Fuck it. YOLO. Yeah. The recounts are not just for like statewide. It is not just specifically for the Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump part of the ticket. The recounts are, there's a lot of very close state races. Okay? There's close congressional races.
I'm not surprised we haven't heard anything about a recount yet because there are a couple states that are not finished yet. I'm sure that the Harris campaign was really trying to look at the final numbers before they said, okay, let's go. I'm going to go donate, but just a reminder, as the saying goes, when we fight, we win.
Oh my God. This is my new favorite. This is now my new favorite account. Breaking: New York State could force Trump to live in a jail cell for the entire 4 years of his presidency. No, it will not. What planet are these guys living on? What the Oh my God. In June 2024, Trump started telling his supporters he didn't need votes. He had more votes than he needs. In October, Tucker said Elon was and would go to jail if Trump loses. Every single state needs a full investigation and recount, including Starlink activity.
Votes that we need. What we need, I tell these guys, I tell even RNC, I tell Michael, I tell Laura, I don't care. We have all the votes.
If he loses, man, what? You're dude.
If he loses, I'm
It does seem that way. You can't just be like, yo,
yeah, I'm like, how long do you think my sentence is going to be? Do you think, will I see my children? I don't know.
Oh my God. Okay, this has 34,000 likes. Okay, let's watch this one. Oh, no jurisdiction outsources ballot tabulation. They have their own equipment as listed here. Tabulators are not connected to the internet during counting, though after completion and removal of data cards may transmit unofficial counts in a few jurisdictions. That does not mean that Starlink can intercept and change the results. Once counted, people would say, I counted the fucking votes. These are our numbers. This is 9 minutes long. This has 33,000 likes. Oh my God.
I really debated whether or not I was going to sit here and talk about this. I thought about it long and hard yesterday. I know that this is probably going to cause controversy or this is going to cause whatever.
Oh my God. Libs are gearing up for Stop the Steal. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Libs are gearing up for Stop the Steal. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. No shred of irony. Oh my God. Michelle Baker, Harris Walls 2024 Democrat fascism fighter, 63,000 likes. Stop saying that Trump won this election. He didn't. Pay attention to what's happening. We all have access to the same information. This election was rigged by Trump. Leon? Oh, I think she means Elon. And Russia. Starlink was used. Millions of votes weren't counted. Wake the fuck up, America. Oh my God. Elon Musk. This is from What the Fuck GOP, dogging Trump. Foul mouth, proud Democrat. Fucker is my favorite word. Don't like it, fuck off. Elon Musk tells Joe Rogan he has an app that can tally votes during the election before anyone else. Starlink has now come into question. Dems won down ballot races in all 7 swing states, but didn't vote for Kamala for president. Can we at least agree that Starlink needs to be investigated now and all swing states do a hand count? I mean, fuck. Trump had GA count ballots how many times last time? 43,000 likes. Oh my God. Oh, look, Elon Musk destroying the evidence. This is 29,000 likes on Twitter. Oh, look, Elon Musk destroying the evidence. Starlink uploaded videos and Musk said he knew the election outcome 4 hours before the rest of us did. Dems won down ballot in swing states, but we're to believe they voted straight Dem ticket, but went for Trump over Harris. Update, according to reports, this was not a meteor, but possibly a Starlink satellite breaking up as it re-entered Earth's atmosphere. Wait, what? What does this have to do with anything? What? So much fishy about this. Trump winning the popular vote after losing it twice. Record turnout, but millions of votes missing. Swing states going blue down the ballot, except for his nomination. Voting machines being hooked up to Starlink. 171,000 likes. Oh my God. Oh my God. These people are doing the same exact shit that Republicans do, which is not understanding a process, and then because of your own personal inability of understanding how this like regular process works, you are now imagining like an alternative scenario. Oh my Lord. Oh wow. I didn't know it was this bad. I did not know it was this bad. I did not realize it was like this, chat. Oh my Lord, Blue Anon is so real. This is worse than January 6th. Or not worse than January 6th, sorry. This is worse than Russiagate. This is worse than Russiagate. Because like Russiagate came at a time when like we did not have Russiagate came at a time when we did not have TikTok. Like TikTok wasn't as active, right? I don't even think TikTok existed back then. I think it was like Musically or some shit. And I clipped this shit. Well, oh, because I say January 6th. This is exactly the same as like potentially January 6th if they get geared enough to do something about it. Oh my God, they're doing Stop the Steal. Oh, this makes me so excited. This is kind of cool. What is this? 30K likes, 39,000 likes, now deleted. Claiming Starlink runs on Linux, which inherently cannot count votes from multiple parties. Musk sent Starlink terminals only to swing states for the election. Linux, which is Starlink's operating system, cannot, in simple terms, split or count votes from multiple parties. It would explain why Dems report their vote not being processed. Starlink connects to the internet, which is a big no-no for elections because the network can be hacked. Joe Rogan was told that Musk knew the election results 4 hours before everyone else. Starlink would explain why. I think people are just like saying words because I haven't been able to understand what their argument is for like the ISP. Like Starlink, okay, as an internet service provider can track your movements, okay, for sure. Like there is an incredible amount of surveillance that you can engage in with an ISP, right? And every ISP does do that. They work with the federal agencies, yada, 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 right? That's why sometimes you'll get like a notification from your ISP that says like, we've caught you watching illegal broadcasts. Like we've caught you watching, I don't know, the latest Disney movie. And if you do it again, like you will be punished or whatever, right? Now, yeah, or torrenting shit. It happens. So they can do that, but they can't like intercept and infiltrate and like change the results of the vote count of like real human beings that are counting the votes. Like I don't like there is a part of this that does not make sense. Like, what are they saying? Why is they Tuesday saying at HasanAbi? I think it's kind of wild that on the one hand, we have officially reached like liberals basically saying like f the Latinos, f the Muslims, like f everybody, we're gonna deport our neighbors, like, you know, it's gonna be awesome. And also on top of that, they're now doing like Blue Anon shit. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And to be quite honest with you, I'd much rather lose and people know than not do anything and sit on it, okay? This was brought to my attention yesterday from a friend of mine. His name is Mr. Wheezy, Mr. Wheezy 100, and he's an engineer. I'm not going to get into information about him, okay? And he brought this to my attention because, you know, he also understands that, you know, I have my CCIE. You know, I've been a programmer and a networker for the past almost 11 years, you know, for networking and computers and all those, you know, all those other things. With that being said, it was brought to my attention, and I'm gonna, at the end of this video, make sure you watch the whole entire thing. Please post it, boost it, because I'd rather lose and, you know, lose whatever I need to in order to get the information out than to not say anything and sit on it, because I absolutely fucking refuse to be like this. This is a give back to my dad and, you know, everything that he went through. Anyways, with that being said,
not gonna lie, don't you think that this is low-hanging fruit to shit on them, considering the damage a Trump presidency will inevitably do? I know I sound like a lib right now. Wait, what? Brother, if something is just like demonstrably untrue, then I'm gonna call it out. You know? What do you mean? What my expectation is, if your expectation for me is to not tell people that they're wrong, and I do this for the left, I do this for liberals, and I always do this for the right, if your expectation is that I just like, you know, sit back and watch this like mainstreamification of unhinged conspiracy theories that Republicans engaged with in the 2020 election defeat from the side of liberals, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not going to feed into people's delusions. Also, and this is perhaps even more important than anything else, it's very funny. Like, and it comes from the same exact anger and resentment that people felt in the 2020 election. Like, Republicans could not cope and reckon with the reality that like their president was unpopular. They loved him. They loved him a lot. So they were like, how the fuck did our God King, lose to a carcass? That's what they said in 2020. That's why they believed it. And the major difference here is that like no massive mainstream media outlet nor any politicians thus far are leaning into this like lib anon, blue anon conspiracies in the way that the entirety of the Republican Party leaned into it over and over and over again until it reached its final moment with January 6th. Anyway, I want to know what Mr. Wheezy had to say.
He sent me a video letting me know that California and other swing states were able to use Starlink in order to tally up and to count ballot votes or voting ballots in their state. Okay, there's a multitude of issues with that, and I'm going to explain to you why. And I will explain to you in layman's terms, because you have to understand when it comes to computer programming jargon, you guys are not going to understand what the flying F I'm fucking talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
So anything that you guys don't understand or you want more clarification from, please message me. I have no problems explaining it to you. With that being said, okay, you also have to understand that when it comes to Starlink, okay, Starlink is a, you know, it's an IPv4, it's an IPv6. Basically what that means is that it's a specific satellite link-up system that sends signals to whatever it's hooked up to. Doesn't matter what it is, like a normal internet connection, right? With that being said, two things. Number one, why in the flying freaking flap?
Yeah, can you imagine like Kamala Harris retweeting this woman on her personal Twitter page? Because that's what Donald Trump did for like the entire lame duck period. Okay? Just understand how fucked up that was. And hopefully this will snap you back to reality. When Donald Trump did it, it was insane. Obviously, liberals will not do the same thing. Or at least like the party will not do the same thing. Even though it seems like there's a lot of appetite from liberals, at least like on the ground, organically. saying, I don't believe we actually lost.
Okay, were voting fucking ballot boxes or whatever, the places where you go to fucking vote. Why were they connected to the internet? There is absolutely zero reasons as to why those systems were connected to the internet. Those machines have absolutely no problem tallying up votes like they have done since the beginning of time. Now all of a sudden he wants to come in here and talk about, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and help you because I know, there's a lot more people voting and it's going to be difficult, this and this and that. There's not a lot of people that volunteer to help, blah, 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 blah. Let me help you to tally up the votes in order to be able to help you guys. And
I'm a top tier engineer working at Google. Starlink can't do what she's saying. IPv4 is just a fucking spec. Ignore anyone using words like these. She knows she's just using computer terms people don't know to sound smart. Very 80s hacker movie shit. I just don't understand. Like, a lot of this data, I suspect, is probably encrypted. Okay? But not only that, but also like launching an initiative to literally go in, take all of this data and manipulate it, okay, in real time before it reaches like the appropriate destination is incredible work. Like, I don't think you have the capability, as far as I understand, to do that. And even if you were to have that capability, okay, there's still people on the ground that counted the fucking votes. Do you understand? Like, what do you do about that? People are just gonna be like, wait a minute, like, that's not true. I am a person who was tasked with counting the paper ballots. like if she thinks that the vote machines that were connected to technological prowess out there to in real time change these vote machines from clicking on Kamala Harris to automatically voting for Donald Trump. And if that was the case, why wouldn't they also swap out the down ballot races? This makes no sense. Yeah, people who love being in the tank for Donald Trump also wanted Rashida Tlaib to outperform Kamala Harris by massive margins. What? My dad is an election judge in North Carolina. Y'all, come on. That man did not spend 5 hours hand counting that shit for you to try and dunk on him like this. No, your dad is in the pocket of Elon Musk. Okay, I know it. You got to show this to her, by the way, have to? What do you mean?
and make things easier for you. Oh, what a sweetheart you are. What a sweetheart you are. But for those of us who know the business, we're not dumb. Okay?
We need gay January 6th. I need it. You are correct. Libs do not understand how proprietary files work. Elon cannot just grab a super specific file through Starlink and just change the numbers within it and then send it back to the OG receiver. Think of it as a video game save file. You need specific software to read, access, and alter data within it. Libs have lost it 100%. No, and also doing that across the board in every swing state in real time. You have to have like the greatest hackers with the proper software and working in real time, like and doing it in a way where there's no trace that remains. And also, once again, like it's virtually impossible for you to be able to do this because I think in every state, with the exception of like Missouri or Alabama, there's still a paper receipt. So what now? There's a paper receipt for all of this. There's like a paper trace for all of the votes that were cast in every single fucking polling station. So what do you do? Anyway.
Okay. So again, you have to understand that when it comes to Starlink, okay, Starlink is a tri-band Fi6 system. Okay, like I said before, it sends signals to whatever it's hooked up to and bounces back and forth, and this and that. You know what I'm saying? It's a basic system, highly intelligent AI process system, right? And with that being said, it's amazing, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna take away the fact that this man is a genius, okay? And I will say that, but genius in a lot of ways. Again, with that being said, you also have to understand that when you are using a Linux operating system, which is what Starlink also is, okay? This is going to be difficult to explain, but I'll try the best that I can. When you are sending signals back and forth to expel or to read information, right? The information that's being read, it's not normal information. So in other words, it's not a normal internet connection. Like irregular internet connections, it's a broad span of all different types of fucking information. Doesn't matter what it is, what you're looking up, 50,728 fucking things that come in and out of the fucking signal and processes it and allows it to bounce back and fucking tell you whatever fucking answer that you need, right? Okay, straight. Now, with Linux systems, there is no fucking way, unless you are processing different systems and different programming to the Linux BIOS in order to fucking bounce back the information that you're getting. In other words, the information that you're getting has to be the same repetitive fucking thing. So in other words, if you're gonna process this and you're going to tally up whatever, right? It's only going to process one specific thing. In other words, so let's say you're going to separate it, right? Okay, we're only going to separate this system so that way it only reads Dem votes, or it only reads, Republican votes, or only reads, Libertarian vote, or whatever, right? To separate each one in order to count things correctly in order for that to be correct, right? No, you have to understand Linux systems do not work that way. It is a 4x4 minim system that only fucking works bilateral based.
Dude, I believe her. The election losers are insufferable. I disagree with you, Megaphonics. I think she's right. Linux is hard to navigate. I will say this as someone who has had to use a Linux operating system on my Steam Deck. I am in agreement with this woman. I am convinced that what she is saying is correct. I've decided she brought me back. She brought me back in when she started talking about Linux. Also, believe all women. Yeah. Also, believe women. Okay? Some of you are disbelieving women and you should be believing them instead. And that means unconditionally agreeing with everything that they're saying. Do you understand? If we're going to do this, it needs to be 100% satire. She's literally explaining why it's impossible. Modifying an encrypted signal breaks the data and results it being detected as an error and getting rejected. Is that simple? Yeah, but what if that wasn't the case? Yeah, what now? What now? Conservatives fucking owned. Yeah, microphallocytes. Microphallocytes are in your milk supply, which is why we have to drink raw milk only. I will force every baby in the country to drink unpasteurized raw milk.
Based on what information it's fed. One thing to bounce back. So if you're counting something, it can't separate them. Is this making sense for you? You can't separate what it's counting. So with that being said, he would have had to separate his processing system. He would have had to have sent 3 different types of gens. Gens are different operating systems that separate between the linkage signal, right? In order to switch what it's doing. So with that being said, okay, he sent it down. He read a certain amount of fucking certain votes, right? Sure. Okay, that's fine. But that's not what the fuck you did. The whole entire time that you were using this system and you were using it to tally votes, you were using a Linux system. It doesn't split. It doesn't split.
She's right. The more she yells, the more I'm convinced. Yeah. I don't know a dang thing. About what the fuck she's talking about. I've lost the plot so many minutes ago. Okay. And I'm inclined to believe her because she said tri-band FI6, and I think she literally just misread something that said Wi-Fi 6.
So how in the fuck were you counting things correctly when you weren't even able to separate what it was that you were counting? Is this making sense to anybody? No? Maybe? I don't, bro. I'm fucking telling you. And not only that, this is why the numbers don't make sense. This is why the numbers don't make sense. And the reason why I'm going to tell you that is because, first of all, you had guaranteed states that were going to turn blue and didn't.
Wait, what? Like, what do you mean by this? Like, what do you mean? What states were guaranteed to turn blue and didn't turn blue? Like, at least this is the part where I do have knowledge, okay? Now we're back in my wheelhouse. And I don't understand where these people are coming from. She's a Blexis truther. I am unsubscribing yesterday. Why? Because I'm not invested heavily in the Blue Anon conspiracies that are coming out in the aftermath of this electoral defeat. My wife's entire TikTok For You page is filled with people like this. Maybe not this insane, but the general premise of someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about doing a selfie monologue, like they have any authority on subject they're discussing. That's just everything on TikTok, for the record. Also, Megaphonics subtle wife guy reveal, okay? This is like, Megaphonics did a lore dump in here out of nowhere. Megaphonics lore dump, dude. What the fuck? Okay, you ain't slick. Wow, mega marriage. Mega wife guy over here. Okay. Congrats on the sex. Even Tizzy Ant is getting into it. We are so motivated and manipulated by algorithms is crazy, dude. You could have like anybody out there. They see like one of these conspiracy theories get 100,000 likes and immediately people are like, let me look into how I can also personally say those things. Hasan, you are a grifter. You should be finding the cyber ninjas to do the recount. Yes. Marriage phonics. But wait. Oh, this is how Elon Musk. So is this actually like, is this where the conspiracies are coming from? This has 1.8 million likes. Because I have this. I've been, I wanted to watch this video for a while. I didn't realize this was like a conspiracy video. I thought this was like a normal video that talks about how like Elon Musk bought Twitter and then basically turned Twitter into this like insane reactionary shithole. And that was a massive fucking faucet of right-wing content. Conspiracy video. Yeah, this is like a normal video, right?
Solicited offer to buy Twitter for $44 billion. He claims the site has become politically skewed and says, for Twitter to deserve public trust, it must be politically neutral. October 27th, the deal goes through. The next evening, a far-right conspiracy theorist breaks into the San Francisco home of Democrat House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, intending to kidnap her. Pelosi is away.
Do I agree with Asmongold that Twitter was a great investment for Elon? I hate to admit that I had to give props to Elon for this, but I do think it's like financially, no. I mean, he bought it for 44 billion. It's now valued at like 20, right? But you have to understand something. It's not just buying Twitter, but like using Twitter as a right-wing propaganda faucet. Okay. And simultaneously fully and firmly committing to Donald Trump and, trying to get him reelected has now put him in the federal government. Like this is a billionaire, the richest person on the planet who has been the recipient of lawsuits from every single regulatory agency, okay? Every single one. And now he has complete control and influence over every single one of these regulatory agencies. It's kind of crazy. It was a perfect disaster. So shouts out to Kamala Harris. Asmongold thinks it did it intentionally. What? You got banned because you said Asmongold, I think, but Asmongold thinks it did it intentionally to gain access to the presidency. No shot he purchased and devalued Twitter significantly from the beginning. If it's true, that happened later. Yeah, no, I don't think he bought Twitter to gain access to the presidency. I think he bought Twitter. Because he was forced to buy Twitter. He didn't want to buy Twitter for an unimaginable price point because he wanted to at least have some level of control over information. For sure, right? I mean, it's a massive social media platform. I think he purchased it specifically because, or originally I don't even think he originally wanted to purchase it. He thought he could get out of it. Then he was forced to purchase it at this like insane price point, and immediately devalued it. Having said that, in the process of devaluing it, he was like, well, I'm just going to make the most of this. and I'm going to use Twitter as the new 4chan, as a faucet for unrestricted right-wing content that I agree with. Okay? And that's one thing. But he could have basically gained Trump's allegiance without buying Twitter. He could have just simply, been in the tank for Donald Trump from the start and given him $160 million like he did. And then he still would have had this level of access to Donald Trump. So it's not necessarily just that he bought it, like he lucked into it is what I'm trying to say. He has had an entire career of failing upwards over and over and over again. And I think this is yet another one of those instances. Everything is 4chan hate, to break it to you all, the world. I mean, yeah, there has been a 4chanification of TikTok as well. I mean, look at all the manosphere content that is like popping off on both TikTok and every other social media platform. Shit that like people used to say in black pill forums and red pill forums. Now average people use like mogging. You know what I mean? Mogging, mewing, all this stuff is just like normal lexicon. And it originated in these idiotic fucking black pill forums.
But the man attacks her husband Paul, hitting him repeatedly on the head with a hammer. Paul Pelosi escapes with his life, but requires surgery for a fractured skull. While most people take the chance to decry political violence, the new owner of Twitter, Elon Musk, posts a tweet sharing an entirely false claim that Paul Pelosi was in fact injured in a drunken fight with a male.
Mewing started in bodybuilding forums? What do you mean? Yeah. Okay. Exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah. You're proving my point.
Prostitute with whom he was involved. Musk includes a link to a false claim on a website that has a history of publishing conspiracy theories, including a story asserting that Hillary Clinton is dead and has been replaced by a body double. Musk's post is retweeted 24,000 times before he deletes it. November 18th, Musk's Twitter starts to unlock previously banned accounts. Misogynist far-right influencer Andrew Tate was permanently banned from Twitter in 2017 after urging women to, quote, bear some responsibility for rape. Now he's back. Tate posts, I've decided to fly to the failed state of California, walk into Twitter HQ, and tell @Elon Musk he's a legend. On my way. 2 months later, Tate will be arrested in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group. December 8th, 3 members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council resign. In their resignation letter, they cite research that found slurs against Black Americans and gay men jumped 195% and 58% respectively since Musk's takeover. 3 days later, the remaining members of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council are dismissed. Musk then tweets that, quote, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci, a reference to a conspiracy theory.
My goat, Fauci the goat. By the way, talking about fucking sore losers, look at this dumbass dude. States Harris won versus ID requirement. He's like, dude, your team won. Your team won. Why are you being a sore winner? Not to talk about being a sore loser. Sorry. Like, this is exactly what Trump did in 2016 as well, dude. Oh, my Lord. 900,000 likes. Oh, we're so cooked. We're done. We're done. This country's fucking done. It's in the tank. It's in the pooper. Throw it out. We got to do a hard reset. It's so over. You have Republicans becoming even more insane. You have Democrats also becoming more insane. It's just everyone is insane now. Once again, at 3:30 a.m., ballot dump, losses a critical race in Wisconsin. Yeah, you know what state that Donald Trump won that has no photo ID requirement? Pennsylvania. Why is it not featured in this Newsmax article? You would never understand is, HasanAbi, it's the love of the game. You can't understand this because you're too in love with your own game of eating chicken every day. Okay, Michael Hastings fan. Why you got to call me out like that? I do love eating chicken every day. Man-in-the-middle attacks are theoretically possible, but I think only like the U.S. government will be able to beat encryption. It does annoy me that Elon Musk has a security clearance while being buddies with Putin. Yeah, Elon Musk's Twitter likes are fake, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, let's continue. Where the fuck were we? Oh, here.
That the COVID crisis was exacerbated by America's top infectious disease doctor. December 16th.
No, PA doesn't require it. That's what I'm saying. PA doesn't require it either, but Trump won Pennsylvania. So once again, they're doing the thing where there are plenty of states that don't require photo ID, okay, when you're going out to vote. But the states that Republicans won are good states. They are states where no electoral fraud happened. States where Donald Trump didn't win, they must have had some kind of voter fraud occurring. They just don't mention it
16th, having claimed he's a free speech absolutist, Musk bans @ElonJet, a Twitter account that tracks the movements of his private jet using publicly available data. Musk also bans the accounts of a number of journalists who have written about @ElonJet. February 12, 2023. Ahead of the Super Bowl, both Musk and President Joe Biden tweet their support for the Philadelphia Eagles. Biden's tweet is seen 29 million times, Musk's just 9 million times. Incensed, Musk leaves the game early and calls an impromptu meeting of Twitter engineers at 2:36 a.m. Their job? To change the Twitter algorithm to artificially inflate the reach of Musk's tweets by a factor of 1,000, making him the preeminent presence on the site. July 23rd, Musk announces Twitter is now called X. August 25th, Donald Trump, once banned, returns to the platform by posting a picture of his mugshot from Fulton County Jail with the words, "Election interference,
He's such a bad bitch for this.
never surrender." Musk reposts the shot. 4 days later, X reverses Twitter's long-standing ban on paid political advertising. November 15th, in a post promoting the racist conspiracy theory that Jewish people are importing immigrants to America to fix elections for Democrats, one X user writes, "Jewish communities have been pushing the exact kind of dialectical hatred against whites that they claim to want people to stop using against them." Musk replies saying, "You have said the actual truth." In response, several advertisers, including Disney, Warner Brothers, and Comcast, pause their advertising on X. Musk then tells advertisers concerned by hate speech on the platform,
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Is that clear?
Over subsequent months, Musk will become obsessed with the false claim that Democrats are allowing immigrants into America to create more Democratic voters, in effect, stealing the coming election, sharing the claim numerous times with his followers and pushing it to tens of millions more who choose not to follow him.
Yeah, this video is not a conspiracy. This is just facts. Like, this is completely... I think that this video so far is, like, pretty fact-centered. Like, Elon Musk bought Twitter, was forced to buy Twitter, thought he could get out of it by pointing to the bots. He couldn't, was forced to buy Twitter. Then he was like, I'm going to make the most of this and basically turn it into a website where everybody loves me. And as the world's richest guy, he did that. He did do just that. He wiped out half of Twitter's value in the process, but it doesn't really matter because now you have this massive social media platform that you are using to basically brainwash people. This XG clip shows how insane Elon's algo is.
Now I'm getting fucking. Look! Oh my god! I'm about to go get some water, brother. On my phone, on my laptop, on my PC, on my alt account. I swear to God, I every time I refresh, I get Elon Musk on my top page. That's fucking busted. Brother.
Yeah. I think it's, if you follow him, you're just getting blasted with that shit. Because while I do see some Elon Musk stuff every now and then, it's not as frequent. So I assume they like algo boost him pretty aggressively. So if you follow him at all, you're cooked. Like, you're definitely going to see his shit nonstop. What is this? John Green has a video exposing Musk disinfo. It's pretty good. Let's continue with this. I like this
A year
video.
later, it will be revealed that Musk, a South African immigrant, worked illegally in the US in the 1990s.
For the record, I just want to point something out here. Like, Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, okay? Billionaires own newspapers. Mark Zuckerberg owns Facebook. Billionaires own social media platforms. So for Elon Musk, the way he sees it is like, this is no different. Like, I am going to buy at least one avenue of information dissemination, and I'm going to use it to suit my purposes. The difference between Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, however, is that Elon Musk is, of course, not as competent, even though both are evil. Elon Musk is not as competent as Mark Zuckerberg is. So obviously in the process, he's doing it in a very, like, he's manipulating this stuff in a very open way. Okay? That's the major difference here. He's very similar to Donald Trump in that regard, where like every rich person to a certain degree is engaging in some level of grift or is behaving like a con man. Most politicians have different methods of legalized corruption that they engage in, but Donald Trump is unique in the sense that he just does it openly. And he's not doing it in a way where he's trying to at least have plausible deniability. And Elon Musk is no different than Donald Trump in that regard, where he will just openly grift and openly engage in this charlatan behavior. So people are more tuned into it. People are more aware of it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Why does it not matter? Because he's the richest man on the fucking planet. That's ironic. You're grifting unfounded hatred for right-wing politics, but as you mentioned, is profitable, so I guess I can't blame you. Brother, I need you to understand something here, okay? It is very important. It is infinitely easier to grift to the right. If I was a grifter and I did not actually have any sort of like real convictions, then that's what I would do. I would grift to the right. It's so much easier. It's so much more profitable to just shit on liberals. It's hilarious that you said unfounded hatred for right-wing politics, by the way. I found my hatred in that chatter's ass. Yeah. I'd say you found a hatred pretty handily. I know. I feel like you make this point every fucking day and you do shit on liberals because fuck liberals. Yeah, I make fun of liberals on a regular basis, okay? I make fun of Republicans on a regular basis, and these guys still find it in their fucking fifis. Like, this content so far, with the exception of the Elon Musk stuff that we're covering right now, started off with me criticizing liberals for believing unfounded conspiracies because they can't cope with the reality that the Democrats lost, right? But you're a bit of a grifter too, though. In what regard? In what regard? I had these exact same opinions when I was broke. I have these exact same opinions now, okay? That's it. The only thing that changed is not my positions, but my financial circumstances. That's it. I think many of you just don't simply understand what grifting means, okay? Like, for example, when you get paid by Tenet Media, which is a cutout for the Russian state, okay, and you start talking about how Ukraine is the biggest enemy of mankind, that's a grift. That's a grift. Your unfounded hatred for Nazis annoys me. What did they do wrong? Where is the civility? Like, how the fuck do I grift, but I'm also not, like, for example, pro-Israel, okay? That's the greatest avenue to shield myself from any sort of real, tangible, not only criticisms, but tangible and consequential operations of like trying to smear me as an anti-Semite and coming after me and trying to get me banned off this fucking platform. If it was a grifter post October 7, I would have hit a centrist position on it and moved on. Okay? But that was not my opinion. That was not my position. So I was very honest, brutally honest, as a matter of fact. And directly as a consequence of that, I literally lost a third of my audience, but it didn't matter. And I kept it up for an entire fucking year. Yeah, grifting, but didn't run ads during the election. Now, I still maintain the position that I might in the future, but you can still subscribe if you want to support me. When people come in here and they say you're grifting, wait, the Vanity Fair article came out and it says I'm in, I stream on Rumble. Wait, what the fuck? Uh-oh. Let me make sure that they fix that. Yeah, I'm on the latest Vanity Fair article. Oh crap. How do we bypass the paywall here, chat? Can Democrats compete with the Roganverse? As podcasters and YouTubers help deliver the bro vote to Donald Trump, Democrats are facing criticism for not engaging enough with non-traditional media on the right or elevating voices on the left. Disable JavaScript. It's not going to work. Let's see. Okay. On election night, Parker was the only left-leaning streamer to rank in the top 10 on Rumble. Wait, what? I'm not a Rumble streamer. Hold on. I'll try to get it corrected. Okay. I want to thank the Nelk boys. We'll do this article in a little bit. Let's just finish this video first, and then we'll get back to this article.
November 25th, on X, Musk boosts the Pizzagate conspiracy theory. A long-debunked claim alleging high-profile Democrats ran a pedophile abuse ring from a Washington pizza restaurant. March 25th, 2024. Musk loses a lawsuit against the Center for Countering Digital Hate. He'd sued them after they flagged a rise in hate speech after Musk bought Twitter. In his ruling, a U.S. district judge calls Musk's case vapid and says this case is about punishing the defendants for their speech.
If you want to support the channel, you can subscribe for $6 or for free with Twitch Prime, or you can get gifted a sub if you're lucky. That way you can send me some links. Also, announcement time. I unlocked the VODs. It was subscription only for the past 2 days, but I unlocked it because there was a lot more chatters than I thought out there that were using the VODs to watch Like, I didn't realize that people just straightforwardly watch Twitch via VODs. So I was like, fuck it. The reason why I had paywalled it is so that, you know, if you wanted to go through all the VODs and the chat and everything else to comb through each individual chatter, it was an effort to like try to protect you guys, to add another hurdle in front of haters who spent every waking moment cross-referencing the chat and trying to find anything they can to be like, this guy is a bad guy, this guy's anti-Semitic or whatever the fuck, which is really, really, really insane. And I thought, well, we already have YouTube. We already have like the YouTube HasanAbi Clips Industrial Complex where they upload those VODs there anyway. It's not owned or operated by me at all, by the way. So I thought it should be fine. And it turns out, you know, there were still people who there were still a significant number of people who were utilizing the VODs to watch. So I did not want to, you know, I didn't want to randomly cook people who don't have enough money to subscribe. No, they don't put up the full VODs on YouTube. They clip. No, they do. I thought they did. So yeah, but subscribing is one way to show support to the channel, while also simultaneously it allows you to send me links still and use the emotes across the platform. So yeah, pretty sure there are YouTube VOD channels. They do put the full VODs. I started watching you there on Twitch thanks to seeing full VODs on YouTube. Yeah. But even then, you know, people still wanted to watch on Twitch. I don't know why, but yeah, HasanAbi VODs puts up the full VODs a day after. It's usually a day late, but they still do it.
In 2024, Musk creates a political action committee which he calls America PAC. Its objective is to mobilize 1 million Republican voters in swing states in an effort to hand the election to Trump. Musk commits to putting tens of millions of dollars of his own money into the Get Out the Vote push and clears his calendar every Friday morning for 30 to 60 minutes to meet with the team he's assembled to run the effort. July 14th. Musk calls Trump on behalf of J.D. Vance, urging Trump to select Vance as his running mate. Vance says abortion is murder and insults women who haven't become mothers.
A bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made.
I'm new here. I just saw some Dan posts about you on Twitter, but wanted to make an opinion for myself. I watched a bit of your content. I think a lot of your rhetoric comes off crazy to the average viewer without context. But I do think that you played a small role in tipping the scales a little bit with the size of your platform. Just an honest thought. Thanks, man. Well, you're wrong, but it's a good start for you that you also recognize that like the things that you watched were devoid of context, coming from a person who was specifically tasked with let's get Hasan banned stuff. Dan himself has also personally admitted that he's doing all of this just to troll, and hopefully in this like weird twisted logic, he thinks that Destiny will get unbanned from the platform if they harass Twitch hard enough. Has Dan ever championed anti-Semitic rights in the past, or is he using it as a vehicle? I don't know. I mean, there are logs between Destiny and Dan where Destiny says things like G-word the Jews. I'm not going to say it even. So I don't think that they care about anti-Semitism all that much, especially considering that Destiny has revitalized the career of prominent neo-Nazi, prominent anti-Semite, Holocaust denier Nicholas Fuentes. Destiny has also platformed Sam Hyde, who is, again, another neo-Nazi and a pedophile. So I don't know if they truly care about anti-Semitism while they simultaneously collaborate and collude with neo-Nazis for you. Oh, here, yeah.
It's sad because I've dedicated the last 2 weeks of my life basically to Steve's cause.
What?
Yeah, destroying Twitch.
I thought it was more your thing than...
Why the fuck do we if we trolled a CEO out of his job?
The further cut where Dan says he's joking, but our relevant still doesn't get it and looks super awkward and is dying of cringe. Yeah, I mean, I know he says he's joking, but he said it on numerous occasions, including when they first started the fucking mass letter writing campaign to advertisers, where he was like, come on, guys, think about how sick that would be. I went down the right-wing pipeline for a while, listened to a lot of Jordan Peterson and Stephen Crowder, but in the last 6 months, I've had a full 180 politically and engaging with your political commentary and leftist outlook on our role in society has helped immensely inform my opinions as I went into this election to vote for the first time. Many thanks. That's why I do what I do, chatter. Thanks for that context. When Asmongold said he'd host him for exposing on anti-Semitism, I thought it was strange. Now it makes sense. Yeah, that was really funny. Asmongold's like, oh, if Twitch doesn't get his shit in order, I'll have Dan on. Like, oh no. Oh no, dude. Oh no. Like, anyway, watch out. Watch out, Amazon. I don't think so anymore since D called Asmon the R word for the Elon buying Twitter take. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck goes on there. I don't really give a shit. Let's continue.
Musk's phone call is part of a broad effort by Silicon Valley billionaires to ensure Vance is selected. The next day, Vance is unveiled as Trump's vice presidential candidate. September 6th, Trump says that if he wins, he will appoint Musk to head up a government efficiency commission.
And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force.
The idea came from Musk, whose companies are currently facing at least 20 federal investigations. If he gets the role, it would give the world's richest man the power to regulate the regulators who hold sway over his companies. Last year alone, his companies were promised $3 billion across nearly 100 different contracts with 17 federal agencies. Yep. September 9th, Musk spreads a conspiracy theory that immigrants in Ohio are eating people's pets. The following day, Trump repeats the slur during the presidential debate with Kamala Harris.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs.
The false claim leads to multiple bomb threats against the Springfield immigrant community. September 15th and 16th. Over a single weekend, Musk amplifies a conspiracy theory that ABC leaked sample debate questions to the Harris campaign, falsely claims that the Dems want to take your kids, further fuels racist lies about immigrants eating pets, shares with his nearly 200 million followers on X that Trump must win to, quote, preserve freedom and meritocracy in America, and insinuates that it is suspicious that no one is even trying to assassinate Biden and Kamala, adding a thinking face emoji. The U.S. Secret Service confirms that it is aware of the post. The White House issues a statement saying violence should only be condemned.
This man is a defense contractor, dude. And he gets billions of dollars of subsidies from the federal government. But because he's the wealthiest man on the planet, he can just straight up say that and not even face a little bit of repercussions. What an incredible moment in time. Just unimaginable shit.
Condemned, never encouraged or joked about. This rhetoric is irresponsible. October 4th.
And y'all laughed at him for buying Twitter. I mean, yeah, it was chatter. Elon Musk purchasing Twitter would have been a spectacular defeat if the Democratic Party actually fucking ran a good campaign and Donald Trump did not win the election. Like, we are now talking about how lucky he got. He got lucky. He was forced into buying Twitter, used it as a fucking massive propaganda faucet for the most unrestricted, unfiltered right-wing comments and commentary you've ever seen. Neo-Nazi shit runs amok on the website. And it would have been a disaster. And he still hasn't necessarily like profited off of it at all. Elon Musk could have not bought Twitter and still been in the tank for Donald Trump. And that would have been favorable for him in the same exact way if Donald Trump won. So we're basically giving him credit for something that he did not design. Okay? I'm doing a subathon like Kai Cenat to raise money for this. Okay.
4th, Musk posts, unless Trump wins and we get rid of the mountain of smothering regulations that have nothing to do with safety, humanity will never reach Mars. This is existential. Musk is the owner of SpaceX and stands to make billions from US government space contracts. October 5th, the user handle @America is taken from an X user and given by Musk to his America PAC. That evening, he joins the former president on stage in Pennsylvania, jumping about wildly.
Fight, 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 vote, vote, vote.
By now, he's moved with his senior team to a war room in a hotel in Pennsylvania to focus full-time on the Trump campaign. He speaks to Trump multiple times a week, is doing a series of pro-Trump town halls across the state, and has recruited lieutenants from his companies to join him. October 15th, legal filings from Musk's Political Action Committee show he has personally donated at least $75 million to the effort to re-elect Trump. October 18th, it's revealed that another Musk-funded group called Future Coalition PAC is targeting Muslim voters in Michigan and Jewish voters in Pennsylvania with diametrically opposed political advertisements about Kamala Harris. In areas with large Muslim...
Like, this is the type of shit that would not have worked if the top line message here was consistent and clear. Do you understand what I mean? If Kamala Harris had a well-established position that separated herself from Joe Biden's very unpopular position on Israel, then none of this shit would have worked. It would have just been noise, background noise. People would have literally presented this as like, yeah, they're trying to rat fuck the campaign. It's obviously not working because like everybody understands what Kamala Harris's clear-cut position is. They allowed this weakness, allowed people like Donald Trump to be able to successfully message. Because it's not like what they were presenting was wrong, okay? But you also need to acknowledge the influence Twitter had on the election. No, because the American population's Twitter usage has gone down since Elon Musk's purchase, okay? Even if it's all like right-wing shit, it still doesn't change that reality. Like it was, I think at its peak performance in the past, when it was quote unquote liberal, it was like 20% of the American public used Twitter. It's not as readily used at all. It's just, and it's gone down significantly since then. 20% is a lot, but it's not that anymore. That's my point. FD signifier, white guy tier list, and you're in F tier? Aw.
Muslim populations, the group is painting Harris as a close friend of Israel and is suggesting beliefs of her Jewish husband. But in areas with large Jewish populations, the ads say Harris panders to Palestine.
Oh, by the way, that was like really fucking incredibly anti-Semitic too. I remember looking at those. I was in A tier. Nice. He put you in A tier. That chatter was lying. There's start drama. There's never going to be drama between me and FD signifier. I love him. And I agree with everything he says. So even if he were to have placed me in F tier, I would have said, you know, you got to take it. It is what it is.
Simultaneously, Musk is offering $100 to any Pennsylvania voter who signs his online petition as part of an effort to build a list of likely Trump voters. He also starts giving away $1 million a day to a randomly chosen voter who signed the petition. October 19th, it's revealed that the Building America's Future PAC, another Musk-funded campaign group, is impersonating the Harris campaign by setting up a fake website containing fake policy positions, then sending out text messages driving voters to the fake site. October 24th, it's revealed that Musk gave his America PAC a further $44 million in the first 16 days of October.
Like, he could have done all this and still gotten the same level of access from Trump. Purchasing Twitter, you didn't need to do that, is what I mean. You didn't need to purchase Twitter and then tank its fucking valuation by half. How is any of that legal, lol? Hello? We live in the United States of America. If you're rich, you can do whatever the fuck you want, okay? If you're wealthy, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
October 25th.
Who's going to prosecute him? He runs the government now. Who's going to prosecute him?
The Wall Street Journal reports that Musk has been in regular contact with Russian President Vladimir Putin since 2022. October 27th, Musk speaks at the now infamous Trump rally at Madison Square Garden, a gathering characterized by racism, misogyny.
ICC, yeah, good luck, dude. The ICC can't even fucking stop Israel. What the fuck? Yeah, that's why the applications for the warrants of arrest of war criminals in the Israeli government have still yet to be filed. I mean, the applications have been filed, but they haven't gone through. And that's not America. That's Israel. That's America's attack dog, okay, in the region.
And threats of violence.
USA!
USA!
Musk has posted more than 3,000 times on X in the last month, including dozens of unfounded claims about the election, which have been viewed hundreds of millions of times. Apart from Trump himself, Musk is now the single biggest spreader of election disinformation. November 5th, Trump wins the presidential election. Elon Musk, a far-right conspiracy theorist, has succeeded in using his immense wealth to help swing the election in favor of a convicted felon.
Led by donkeys are frustrating because they'll go on about conservatives but say nothing about liberals in the US or UK, labor and the government, and they're still going on about Liz Truss. Yeah. Ugh. What a shitty situation, man. What a shitty situation we have found ourselves in. Holy moly. Anyway, going back to the Lebanon stuff, though, or Blue Anon, there's a lot going on.